Mm, the maple water I'm still drinking. Did you bring a beverage to the call? It's totally okay if you didn't, because after the last 24 hours with the ice storm, I just wasn't even really thinking about the drinks and the wardrobe. I was all set to go last night, and I was in that space, and then right when I was going live, all the power went out. And the house was freezing cold and dark, and there was just falling branches and trees and ice everywhere all around my house. And I live surrounded by tall, tall trees, and they're like over 100 feet tall. So the fact that they could damage the roof, go through the windows, it's always kind of a scary thing. And we haven't had an ice storm this bad in 10 years. I live in a snow belt. It's very cold here. Winters are very long, very harsh. And the ice storm last night happened right when I was about to go live for my soiree. So instead, I ended up, luckily my two guys, you know, they've got candles. Well, I've got candles everywhere, and they've got their little lanterns, these things, and we were all just sitting around cozy, really kind of like, it's a weird thing. It's like you're going through an act of God, and you don't know what's going to happen, and yet you're so grateful just to be all together and to be safe. So we were cozy, talking, telling stories, thinking of different memories, and just keeping our spirits up, even though we were sitting in the dark, kind of freezing. And we could have gone on our phones, but we decided to just hang out together and chat, which was really lovely. And I just felt like it was so peaceful, even though there was a lot of destruction, and you could hear it, like the loud banging, crashing sounds were going on all night from the tall, tall trees just snapping at the top, and limbs just crashing. My neighbors, like their fence is destroyed. My other neighbor, his shed is destroyed. We walked around afterwards this morning. Luckily the power came back on finally, and we walked around, but it's just carnage out there. And so at times like this, we were just so grateful that we were okay, and I haven't heard of any fatalities, but I was very concerned because of my neighbors. Some of them are elderly, and you know my neighbor Rena, sometimes I talk about her, and I've shared pictures of her and on my Facebook page. And I couldn't even go there and check on her physically because it was so icy. You could literally fall and maybe crack your skull or something. So instead I was just waiting, because she told me her son was going to be picking her up. So I knew that was going to be happening. That's okay, honey. Thank you, though. And so we saw that she was okay. But it's always, you know, you're always not sure what's going to happen. It is a little bit scary. Even though I was really lucky, my guys were prepared. I really have nothing to worry about. But my own nervous system just gets really activated, and I didn't sleep a wink. I don't know what I was doing. I was just staying up all night listening to these loud crashing sounds, and it was beautiful and terrifying at the same time. And when you walk around my neighborhood and you see these trees, and they're all like clothed in glass, like they're all just, all the little delicate and big branches, they're all got all this ice on them. And so the ice makes the trees super heavy, and some of them, the branches will fall, or the tree will tip onto power lines, and it can even create fires. So luckily, so far, so good. None of that has happened. But it just really got me thinking, and I was feeling like in times like this, art is such a luxury. It's not a necessity, but beauty kind of is a necessity. It really does. I say it's an antidote to darkness. Beauty is, it's like medicine for our soul, right? So I just feel like, why did this happen? Why did I not be able to go live last night? And I was asked to pause, and so I did. And what came to me is, I really wanted my pricing to reflect that I feel so, so grateful that I'm in a good space. Even though I've come out of a dark winter, and winter's still not over, I mean, metaphorically, I feel like I'm in a better place, and I know some people are not, and I just have that feeling. I want my collection to be in your space. I don't want it sitting around in my space. And I know that some of you have wanted to purchase my artwork, but it's been difficult. financially, my pricing really has drastically increased over the years. I was sharing in my group how, you know, when I started in 2020 and I took this year-long, beautiful year-long program, Milan Art Institute, and learned how to oil paint and really up-level my skills, my paintings would sell for $100, and believe me, almost nobody bought them. And then the next year they were about $1,000. A couple people bought them, but really nobody really wanted them. Then the third year was starting to gain momentum. They were selling between $2,200, $2,500, $3,300, around that price point. Last year, $5K, $10K, and even $20K. My paintings are starting to catch on. People are starting to hear about me, and I had a really good year. So I think what I wanted to do, and I didn't know it, but maybe that's why the divine sort of made me pause last night with this ice storm and everything. I think what I want to do is had more friendlier pricing for this particular collection. That wasn't even going to happen. I don't even know how it did. It's like I was working on the soul scripting pieces, and I didn't know when I was going to go back to the florals, but it just happened. I'll tell you the story of that too in a second. But what I've realized is it's very important to me that my artwork gets in the hands of the people who want it. And if you love what I do and you love the vibe and you feel that beauty is a medicine as well, like I do, and you want to elevate your space, yes, artwork is a luxury, and it's not supposed to be discounted, and it shouldn't be cheap, but it should be accessible, you know, and that's what I want this collection to be, accessible. So what I've done is I've restructured the pricing between last night and today. I thought about it, and I thought maybe that's why things were put on pause. So if you've ever wanted a Shakaya original, now is the time. There could be a better time. My pricing, even though it's gone up quite steeply over the years, and I do consider it a luxury, I do want it to really be accessible to you. So I've also made some of the size. Oh God, there's still ice and branches falling down, crashing down. I've also made some of the sizing more accessible because I don't often have smaller sizes. I do a lot of big sizes. So I'm going to show you the piece that started it all and how this whole thing started. Well, I wasn't even sure when I was going to go back to florals, and it kind of happened. So I'm going to share that in a minute. Cheers to you if you've got your floral drink or whatever, or if you wore something, and if you didn't, that's totally fine. Babe, are you able to just, you're home. Can you just turn that on a bit for me? Thanks. I was just going to pop up and do that. Thank you so much. If you didn't wear something floral, that's okay. I got you. I've got my floral little lace kimono on that I designed back in the day when I was doing my fashion line. And if you didn't, it's okay. You know, with all that we're all going through, like, I just kind of today didn't feel like I was going to do the soiree in full swing. So we're doing it a little bit more chill, but we're still doing it, so that's good. So I'm going to share with you how this collection happened, because I've been doing the soul scripting pieces, and I wasn't sure when I was going to get back to the florals. And what happened was I did a piece for someone, and it turned out beautifully. I'm going to show you it because she even though she commissioned it, she actually didn't end up taking it. And the reason is, let me show you the piece. Right here, if you can see her, she's really cute. This one's called Lavender Dreams, and this one was the inspiration for this show. It's very small, petite size. She loved it, but when she saw it, she said, you know what, darn, I really should have done a bigger piece. And I was like, no problem, I can do another one, very similar. So I ended up keeping this one. So this one, when I kept it, I was like, you know what, I had done two pieces, this one and the other one, and I was like, I kind of feel like the florals are calling me again. So let's just see. And then I started painting, and so I've been busy, as you can see. There's quite a few here. So let me share some more with you. So that one is Lavender Dreams. Stay. And let me share another one. Okay. This one is called, oh yeah, Singing Skies. And I think I've this one because what inspired me was I really feel like the divine is everywhere and everything is just sort of communicating with each other, and the skies are either singing to the flowers or the flowers are singing up to the skies. So that's the inspiration for Singing Skies. You might want to have a notepad and write these down so that if there's one that really speaks to you, you'll know the name. But I will have them photographed and the photos will be on my page. Now this one, I love this one too. I love all my paintings, honestly. This one was in a gallery, but the gallery closed. It was only open for 2 years and then it closed. And I was only in the gallery for 3 months, so there was very little traffic. We really didn't get the traction that we wanted, but that might be for you. Somebody's loss can be your gain. That one is called When Light and Darkness Kiss. When Light and Dark Kiss. That one was also in the gallery. I'll show you this next one. Let's see. This one's kind of big. And I'm not sure if you can see it all. There's that one in the gallery. That one is Fragrance of Tranquility. And I'll show you a couple more that was in the gallery. I have a big one that was in the gallery and didn't have a chance to really get showcased. Well, this one was on her website for a couple months. And she was just starting. She had the best of intentions. I really wish it would have lasted because it was so beautiful, the space. That one is called The Land, Love Swept Across the Land. Okay, that's that one. Then I want to show you this beauty. And I had done something similar for my holiday sale, and a different woman. And then when that one sold, I wanted to do another one similar, and this dark skinned beauty came through. And I absolutely love her as well. And if you can see, she's actually got freckles. I don't know if you can see it or not. But she's called She Fell from the Stars Softly. So if you like that one, that's that title. She's about 24 by 30 inches, a really good size. Now if you wanted something smaller and a little more accessible, I have a few here that I'm going to go through for you. And this one is a wildflower meadow. And it's called Wildflowers at Dawn. So that's one of my smaller pieces that usually it's really rare for me to do pieces that small, but for this collection, I did. This one was a larger piece that sold a couple years ago. Your Dreams Dream of You. And this one was the inspiration for my notebooks and eye masks that I did, that some of you have to meditate with for manifesting, creative. And that one was actually a larger piece that sold, and I loved it so much that I created that one for me. And I've had that one on my wall for a while. And now I am ready to let that one find a forever home. And then there's this beauty. This one's called The Eternal Spring Within. Hi, Tina Jo. And this one is nice story about this one as well. Some of you know that I do mentorship programs and VIP days, and my clients actually come into my home studio and I either share how to monetize their creativity, or some people want to learn how to actually paint with my process, my style. And I have a client who's in a 9-month program with me, and she's flying in to my home studio to learn how to paint. And this was the inspiration. When I showed her that, she's like, I really want to learn how to paint like you. And this is a very simple painting, but you know, sometimes the simple paintings are actually, that's where the genius is. If you can make a simple painting and make it look good. And so that's what I think it's one of my gifts, that I can do that. And so she's flying in, and even though she's a corporate executive, she wants to eventually get out into her own thing and become her own brand, and she wants to have more creativity in her life. And if you feel that way, either you are a creative, a lot of the people who follow me, they are creatives, or they're women who they're in a soul-sucking job and they want to be more creative. And if that's you, you can also DM me and talk to me with, you know, that in mind, because I have certain programs and packages just for you. And I really love to help people to stand in their power, their creativity. And when you do, I feel like life is more on your side. Like, we all have good luck, and I feel we're more divinely protected. And when we are standing in the truth of us, like when you're just in a soul-sucking job and you're not happy, your vibration is low, your creativity, you don't even know where it is or how to find it. This is what I love to unlock in people. So I've had other VIPs come in, and I've been asked to teach my process many times, but I don't really want to do it in a mainstream kind of way. But when people come to me and say, I love your work, I want to learn how to do what you're doing, that in a very kind of controlled way, where it's not just going out there and not being as appreciated, this is what I want to do. So my VIP clients are coming and learning how to paint. They don't have to paint just my themes, but people have always told me that my particular style, they can always tell when it's a Shakaya original. There's just something about it. And I think it's the light that comes through, the feminine, the divine, the sensual, the beauty. There's definitely something. Like this one, for example, very different piece. This one is Peaceful Pines, but again, it has the whimsy of the daisies, the light shining through. So if you want to learn to do what I'm doing, or if you have your own painting practice and you want to learn how to monetize it and not just be a hobbyist, this is what I would love to help you with. Because as I said, my paintings went from $100 up to $20K, and I'm coming for you, $50K. I'm coming for you. One day I will sell a painting for $50K. But in the meantime, just loving my trajectory, my journey. And that can be you. Do not just let time go by. When I started my journey in 2020, was the worst time ever. It was during the pandemic, and my husband said, please don't paint. Don't. Like, I was already a successful mentor and coach, and he was like, don't give it all up just to start painting. But I did. I felt called. And then I started selling from $100 to $1,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, and even $20,000. And if I can do it, anyone can do it. I just turned 60. It's not that I knew anything about the art world. Like, I've learned as I go, just as you will. But having a mentor can really help you to fast track. Doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter your experience in the art world, or even with art. This is possible. And of course, I could also refer you to where I went to school if you want to up-level your skills. I don't teach just everything about art. All I teach is just my style. So if you want a mentor to learn how to do what I'm doing, or to monetize your creativity, then we can talk about that. So here's another one. Again, peonies have always been my favorite flower. Peonies and lilacs. So here's a beauty. And this one is called The Soul of Beauty. And I don't know if the colors are showing up. This one is such a beautiful palette. They're all slightly different. The composition, the intensity of the colors. This one was in the gallery as well. It's got a more childlike innocence. The way the petals are softer, the blossoms are softer. and the palette is softer. And this one is called Fairy Tales of You. And I really believe that life is an adventure, life is a fairy tale, and women especially deserve fairy tales written just for them. Even though that doesn't happen very often, does it? It really should happen more for us women. But I have you in mind when I'm painting. I believe that every woman is a goddess and beautiful, and she deserves fairy tales written for her. So here's another one that's similar, but let's see if we can get to it. The palette is slightly different. It's got a little bit more of an antique vibe, just slightly. I really love this one. This one is called Blossom Serenade. So I hope you're writing them down so you can DM me with the one you like and get the pricing for. And again, my pricing is going to be friendlier than ever. As well, paying for shipping. And then this one, if you can see it, I don't know if I can really show you, or my setup might go wonky. And that one is called Frolic and Beauty. And then I've got another one. Can you see it? I'm going to bring it a little bit closer. This one is large. This is my biggest piece of the collection. And it's quite moody. And I had done some Facebook Lives actually painting this one. So hopefully you can see it. I don't know how good that's showing up, but I will have other photos and video. If somebody's interested in this piece, I will take video for you and show you every little detail. That's that one. That's my largest piece. That one is called, what did I end up calling that one? I literally just finished it. I was painting that one live. Some of you might have caught that. Hi Shane, hello. How are you? Let's see, that one I called Heaven's Chandelier. So that's the collection. If you have any questions about, either commissioning me or this collection in particular, just don't be afraid to DM me, reach out anytime. That's what I'm here for. I have a website and I haven't even updated it with any of this. This is all fresh, new work, other than I think 1 or 2 or 3 pieces. And I'm very accessible. Most of my collectors, they like to deal with me actually rather than a website. So that's why I'm doing this, so that you can, I want to demystify the art process of collecting, because it can feel a little intimidating, I know. And yet, even though it's a luxury and it is quite a special thing to purchase, I want to take any of the skepticism or fear out of it. If you've been following me for any time, you know I'm a real person. I have a very good reputation online, and you can safely purchase art from me, and I will make the transaction as smooth and fun and intimate as possible. So that's my 2025 spring collection. Thank you so much for joining me, and don't be afraid. Just DM, let me know which piece you're interested in, and we'll take it from there. Is there anything else I wanted to share? Yeah, I just hope that the ice storm tonight, I hope it's over. And it's been a wild ride, but it really did kind of crack something open in me. And I'm just thrilled to be, I'm just honored to have you in my community and to be able to paint for you and share the beauty. And hopefully you will find one of my pieces and elevate it, bring it to your space. It's like a touchstone of love, of beauty, of the divine light. And that's what I kind of live for. I really love to share the beauty of this world. No matter what we're going through, there's always a bright side if you want to look for it. And my whole thing is that, yes, sometimes life is difficult, sometimes life is painful. I'm going through an ice storm, there's breakage and carnage all around. Hopefully it's done, but not sure. Winter is still upon us here. And yet, you know, there's just so much beauty as we were walking around today, and the broken and there's such fragile beauty in nature, in our nature. And I just feel really, really honored and grateful that I can bring beauty to you, and that you love beauty and appreciate beauty as much as I do. So let's come together and get some art into your space and elevate your space. And that would be such an honor for me. So thank you for hanging out. Thanks for being here. And I'll talk to you on the next live. Bye for now, everyone. Ciao.